All righty. This is the Royal Sports Fan Podcast, Roundtable Edition, Season 5, Episode 23, last Roundtable of the season. Man, might be the last Roundtable for a minute, but we'll talk about that at a later time. But I got the guys together. It's been a minute since we got the talk Roundtable. I got my boy back again, down below, Mr. Felix Weeks. What's good, Fee?
What's going on?
Ain't too much, man. Thanks for jumping on. I think the last couple of times it's me, you, and Sam. So, you know, we got the 4 horsemen on today. So we also got the man I had to remind, even though he said he had to cut down some trees or do some other stuff. Today you got Mr. Dougie Cephas.
I did. I just cut it down. Hey, yo, Felix.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Felix. I want to throw this out here. Hey, yo, don't let me throwing that subtle shade, yo. I'll be watching your show. Hey, yo, Lance be starting to beef, yo. Like, me and you be going to each other. And I be like, yo, I think Lance be like, Skinner called it. I said, Skinner, you called it.
Right to the same thing.
I love it, though, bro. I love it.
Yeah, subtle. You know what I'm saying? I get that from Skinner. And then the last
Skinner,
person.
you be doing that, yo. Skinner, I'm talking about.
And then the last person, man, my guy, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Low Post himself, DeAndre Skinner. Good, brother.
Good.
Yes, sir, man. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all boys, man. A couple of the other fellas couldn't make it. Sam, Gary, Port, Bryce. You know what I mean? We applaud y'all. We'll catch y'all in the next one. But we want everybody to check this episode out. We're going to get into some NBA topics. We got 3 NBA topics we're going to get into today. Talking about the favorite off-season edition. Been a lot of movement. We're going to talk about a possible trade, who we think is going to get traded between KD, Kyrie, Russ, and Donovan Mitchell. And then we're going to get into who we think our early prediction, our early favorites are going to be in the East and West going into next year. I think I already know where Felix is going, but we'll wait to get to that topic when it comes. And then at the end, we all got favorite NFL teams. As you can see, I'm rocking the Colts hat right now. So we'll get into what we expect our teams to do this year, and then some other NFL news we got time as well. So, fellas, first and foremost, again, thanks for coming on. Let's get right into it. And I'm going to go ahead and let Felix start it off because I know that people want to hear from him. He always got something to say, you know, for the people. You know, so Felix, there's been a lot of off-season moves. A lot of things been going on in the NBA. Give me your favorite. It don't have to be necessarily what you think is the best or anything like that, but you know, it can be if you want. But what's your favorite? What's one of the ones you think that's gonna make a nice impact next year?
Yeah, a lot of moves went on NBA off season, and a move that caught my eye was the DeJounte Murray going to the Hawks. I really like that move. I want to see what Trey Lance look like when he's not so gassed at the end of the games, and I think Murray will take a lot of ball handling responsibilities off of him and see if he have a little more energy at the end of the games. He's good. I just seem like he's a little tired at the end of the games and they wearing him down. So I think that's a good move to help them keep him a little more lively toward the end of the games. I want to see what that look like.
I like that because I ain't gonna lie. At first, I didn't understand it at first, but then to your point, I kind of see what they're doing. They like I said, trying to take a little bit off of Trey. You got me wanting to call him Trey Lance. I know you got football in your mind, but you know, but he is a smaller, you know, miniature guard. So now to get the DeJounte Murray, who great defender, can score, can fill up the stat sheet, can take that pressure off of him. So that's a good call. Definitely a good call for DeJounte Murray going to Atlanta. Doug, what about you? What caught your eye in NBA season, NBA off season?
Before I say my pick, I do want to piggyback on what Phil said. That's a great point because Trae Young is really going to be able to score off the ball too. You know, he likes to shoot at the end of games. You know, he's a pretty good playmaker, but he really wants to score at the end of the games. And I feel like when he got the ball at the top of the key, everybody can just key in on him, which has been happening. Like Phil was noting about him being tired because the whole defense is
like Miami did.
Yeah, and they did a great job with DeJounte Murray. Now he moving a little bit more like a Steph type, you know, when he got Draymond with the ball at the top of the key, so he can get easier scoring opportunities that way. But a move I thought was very interesting was Malcolm Brogdon traded to the Celtics. I was like, I said that's a, and they didn't really give up anything for him.
I know they didn't. They didn't. Nope.
I was like, the Pacers must have like. I think he seems like a pretty stand-up, solid young man, but I was like, they gave up nothing for him. I'm like, I mean, they got nothing for him. I'm not mad at Celtics for it. So I think it helps their playmaking. I don't think he's a pure point guard either, but I think he's a better playmaker than Smart.
Smart, yeah.
I do think he's a better playmaker. But I mean, I think he just knows how to play on the ball, off the ball. He's a good defender. So they got another perimeter defender. So they're more versatile with their lineups. Pritchard's a nice player. White's a nice player. But if you want to bring him off the bench, if you want to start him and start him next to Smart, you can do it. You got a variety of options now with him on the team. So that was a good pickup. Yeah. That was a great pickup. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what Skinner was going to, but Skinner, I'll let you piggyback off that.
My first one was Murray, mainly defensively. Like, I think, so he can guard the best guard on the team, where now Trae Young, even though he's not really a defender, he really can kind of chill out a little bit on defense and save his energy on offense. And Murray going to run that team. He's going to put guys where they're supposed to be at. And he can get you 15 points a game. It's not like he can't score. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to take a lot of pressure off Trae Young. As far as Brogdon goes, like Doug said, he may be more of a playmaker than Smart. I'm not sure if he's more of a playmaker than Smart, but he doesn't turn the ball over as much as Smart. That's one thing I think that's the most important part about that acquisition. He's going to be able to come in there and he's not a pure point guard. He's smart. He's gonna run the team. He's not gonna take a bunch of chances. Like, I think Tatum should have scored more in the finals. I mean, he got off series or whatever. Yeah, but they lost that series off of turnovers. Like, they had way too many turnovers. Maybe somebody's gonna come in and settle them guys down, and you know what I'm saying, put them where they're supposed to be. So those are my two. But I'll say a sleeper, if he's healthy, was T.J. Warren. If he can get right for the Nets, he could be a nice little piece off the bench. I'm not saying he's gonna.
Assuming they keep KD and Kyrie, I'm assuming.
Yeah. If he's just like a backup spark guy, come in and get you 10, 12 points, you know what I'm saying, that type of guy off the bench, I think that could be a sleeper move. But bro,
he was going for 50 last time I seen him.
He was killing in the bubble.
Yeah,
he ain't been out since the bubble.
Nah, yeah.
Hey,
but that's what I'm saying. If he can be healthy, that's a nice, you know what I mean, backup type guy that can give you solid minutes. Not no all-star type.
Yeah.
Skinner, you made a great point about turnovers too, because that was like all they needed was somebody to organize them.
Bro, that was crazy.
All they needed, like that would have slowed Tatum down and be like, yo, I'm gonna put you in position to score. He's trying to go ice the whole series, and they're just collapsing on him. And like what he needed was somebody to organize the whole offense. Like, yo, this is where you're gonna get your points. This is where Jalen gonna get his points. Because even when Jalen was scoring, I think he had 39 game 6. I think he still had 7 turnovers. I'm like he still turned the ball over. So you're absolutely right. It's a perfect point. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, they had him doing too much, and also with that Celtics team, Gallo went there too. Gallinari. They got Gallo too. So they. I mean, that's what I said, man. Like, I know they talked about, I know we're going to get into the KD trade. I know people talking about, Sam wants him to go there bad just because he like KD. But, man, if I'm Boston, I mean, don't get me wrong. You can get, KD's KD. He's top 15, probably top 10 when it's all said and done all the time. But that team is so loaded already. Jalen Brown's, 25? Smart's still young. Now, if I just had to give up Jalen Brown with some picks, I'd probably do it. But if I had to give up Smart and Jalen Brown, I might think a little bit, more of it. That's just my opinion from a defensive standpoint.
I'm going to give up Tatum.
Oh man, he better not get it. He better not.
I say he's off limits.
I mean, who played better?
Yeah, but Tatum, you can't. You definitely don't do it if they want Tatum. That's off the. I mean, I agree with you, but nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. But let me say this.
Are you saying a straight up KD for Tatum trade or Tatum with some picks or something? What are you saying, folks?
Whatever you're gonna give up Brown for with
Tatum.
Whoever you're gonna give up with Brown, trade Tatum instead of Brown. Keep Brown instead of giving.
Boston can't do that, man. That man 25 in his prime, man. As good as KD is.
Yeah, he was
25. Yeah, 24 and
Brown
25, right?
It's 1 year difference, right?
Yeah,
I'd rather keep Brown is what I'm saying.
Brown a dog.
He's a dog. You rather keep Brown?
I'd rather keep Brown. After what I've seen.
No. I wouldn't.
The way he was turning
I keep them together. I keep them together.
I keep them together. That's what I would do.
A man's going to be aggressive and shoot the ball and try to score.
I respect that.
Tatum, man. Hey, let's not get into it today. He took Milwaukee. They took Milwaukee out the playoffs. They took Miami out the playoffs. They took Brooklyn out the playoffs.
They did all that and then what? Disappeared.
True.
Follow that young team, baby. I mean, they can't. You can't expect them to get through it all.
Hey,
so,
but to your point, you just said he went through KD, Giannis. I mean, you're going to start naming teams. You can't.
He went through monsters. Yeah, he went through.
They the first team all NBA too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I have no questions about that one.
What happened in the final?
Let me say this.
Brown played good in spurts. He played good in spurts.
Right. In spurts, but he couldn't even handle it. He was losing the ball.
Losing the ball type of
They played Miami.
They always doing that in the finals. Like you said, they always doing that in the finals.
He looked more game than Tatum to me.
Yeah. But
he had a better series.
I'll say this about what Skinner was saying about BK, about the TJ Warren. Quality, that's why I would try to keep KD and Kyrie from Brooklyn. They've had actually a pretty good offseason. They've got TJ Warren. They got thank you. They got Royce O'Neal. I mean, I know they lost Bruce Brown, but if I'm comparing Royce O'Neal and Bruce Brown, Royce O'Neal's stronger. Yeah, it's really, and he's a little stronger defender, and he can shoot.
Shooter.
Yeah, and then you get a healthy Seth Curry, a healthy Ben Simmons, assuming.
Joe Harris.
Joe Harris back. I mean, like, what do they? They don't need
all they need is another big.
They got everything.
But I got a question for y'all.
Do they trust Irving is the question. They have messed up trust issues there with Irving. That's the thing that's going on there.
But you got Warren who give you points, and I don't think gonna score at Kyrie. But like you said, like Skinner said, if he's just half as good, he can get you 15, 20.
Yeah,
I got a question for y'all though. So you see the Celtics go to the finals, and you see basically Tatum and Turner was costing the whole series. Do you think that it's one of those situations where teams get so teams tend to overreact that they act like they want to blow up the whole team? Like me and Lance were saying, if I get to the finals with this team, I'm thinking we don't need much. Then we add Brogdon and Gallinari. I'm like, do we really need much more?
And this is how I look at it. It's one of them things for me. Again, will I trade Durant for Brown and some picks?
Yeah.
I would do it, even though young. But if I got to throw in Smart for me along with them, that's where I ease back. Just because you need that extra defender. You don't want KD and Tatum having to guard all them different type guys. You got to have another defender there on the wing, man. You can't let them get Smart too, or it's kind of going to defeat the purpose a little bit of even doing it, in my opinion. What y'all feel about it?
That's a good point.
Well, go ahead.
I agree with Doug. You might not want to blow the top off the thing yet. They're all still young, and they all probably still pretty hungry. Just get a couple pieces in there to go with what you got, and then see what you got.
What they've done.
Give them another run. Yeah.
Robert,
they was right. They was right there. They had it.
And Robert Williams wouldn't help.
Mm-hmm. Right. Another big piece.
I think what it is I don't think the Boston Celtics are trying to blow it up. I just think if they got an opportunity to get KD, they're gonna try to get KD.
You got a call.
I think they're just trying to see what they can get him for. It's Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? They'd be a fool not to at least see what it is.
You're absolutely right. But I asked that because y'all see Brown's response to hearing he was in the trade talks.
I know. He's pissed,
bro. But you guys see it, Brown.
It's business.
Hey, look, this is a 25-year-old. He ain't no vet who think that way. He think I'm giving my all to Boston. I'm doing all these crazy off-season workouts. He got workouts down in the water.
What are you gonna do?
Huh?
What are you gonna do?
Same thing KD do in the coach. Same thing KD.
We're gonna bring his ass to work.
Look, he done seen every other player in the world request a trade. He gonna be next in line. Oh, y'all gonna do me like this? Because I tell you, after that DeMar DeRozan shit in Toronto, and they should have traded Kawhi for him. I'm not saying that you should, but I mean, when you talk about a player spreading the word about being betrayed, that's how that man was. He spread the word about that. He said he's been this name loyal.
I wanna ask y'all about a trade that happened, but first let me just give y'all a couple more underrated moves that we don't necessarily got to dive deep into, but I just want to point out the Kings' quality. They got Kevin Huerter, and they picked up Malik Monk. They're trying to change things there, and obviously they had a good draft. Obviously, getting the guys they got in the draft. Golden State. I forgot until this morning they picked up DiVincenzo. And they got JaMychal Green, who I like. I like JaMychal Green. Even so, they lost Porter and Gary, but I like JaMychal Green for what he brings and DiVincenzo. And then obviously they're getting the other young guys healthy or whatever. And then the last one that stuck out to me was there was one more. It'll come to me. But the trade I want to talk about, I want to actually go to Skinner on this one because I know he's a big Cat fan, big Karl-Anthony Towns fan, and we talked a little bit about the deal that they did getting Rudy Gobert in Minnesota. How good can they be? And what I mean, like Cat's already saying it's a bust. Like he's putting the pressure on them, and I mean I respect that, but obviously, I mean I don't think we're expecting them to win a championship. But are we expecting them to get the first round? We're expecting them to get to the conference finals. Anytime you make that deal, Skinner, let me hear from you because I know that's your guy.
Well, as a reason I left that off of the best offseason moves, just because if this was like
all the picks
1999 or like 2002, I'd be like, they're going to the finals. But I don't know, like if you notice with Utah in the playoffs, teams always end up picking on Rudy Gobert.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think about now I got 2 7-footers on the court. Cat is not a willing defender. Like he's not a terrible defender, but he's not exactly somebody that's like overly joyous about playing defense. So now I think about I got this other guy that people pick on and pick and rolls and isolate him, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a great shot blocker around the rim, but you pull his behind away from that rim, he's not that effective. So I'm a little nervous to see what that's going to look like. Now, with that said, you still got 2 dominant 7-footers. So that's going to get a lot of regular season wins by itself. Then you throw in Ant, Russell. Like, they got the pieces to get a high seed. Now, we talk about championship or bust. I'm not buying that personally. I think you got to at least make it to the second round and give a good fight to it. But we got to see what that 2 7-footers look like in modern NBA times. And not 2 7-footers that are guards. These are like 2 big men. You know what I mean?
That's the only thing. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, Cat do his thing, but I gotta see. I gotta see how that looks.
Yeah, you gotta see it first. Oh, and I'm gonna let Felix go, but the Christian Wood deal. That's what I was trying to think about the Dallas. I like the Christian Wood.
Good too.
Underrated too. They get Tim Hardaway back off injury too. Felix, what do you think about the Cat deal? I mean the Rudy Gobert deal.
I was confused when I seen that. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's like it reminded me of Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh when he went from the Raptors to the Heat. You gonna make him a stretch 4? I don't like it. I don't let it. You go from the high. I still go percentage. I still go percentage in the league. Then you turn me to a stretch 4. I don't like it.
Well, Rudy, are you talking about Cat being a stretch 4? That's what you talking about.
I don't like he's 7 foot. You can do all you want to do in the paint.
I think it's on Rudy. I see what you're saying. But Cat throw them threes up anyway. I see what you're saying with that. Yeah. I see your point. They gave up a lot of picks. And I don't think New York's gonna realize until we look back at it again. Like, darn, they really gave up a lot. Like for Rudy. That's why I like all these other asking prices for Donovan Mitchell and KD and all these other things because they're trying to go off that market, which is ridiculous. But no, what you think about the deal?
I second with Felix. Like I said, I don't hate it, but I'm gonna go with between Felix and Skinner said, piggybacking on both of what they said. It don't make a lot of sense on paper, like to me, because of the modern NBA. Because like Skinner said, who you can put them both in pick and roll, and it's a wrap. Yeah, you can put either one of them. Like your guard can just take your guard. Your guard can just take a pick. Well, let's go pick on Cat right now. No, I'm gonna pick on Rudy this time. Your guards can do that, and for whatever reason, the NBA they just switch everything or they play drop coverage so you have an open shooter off the screen. Like, it's one of the guards aren't fighting through unless they're like a Marcus Smart or a Drew Holiday. But other than that, it's just an open jumper or a switch. So it's going to be a mismatch. So I don't understand it. And piggyback off of what Phil said, Cat just want to be a jump shooter anyway. He can get whatever he wants in the paint, but he really just wants to shoot threes. Like that's all. So he probably gonna be happy playing the stretch 4. He wants to tell everybody he's the best shooting big man ever. He probably happy with it because he ain't got banging the paint no more because he don't like banging on defense.
He ain't winning like that.
Huh?
He's not winning with that.
No. I don't think he's winning either. But I think he wants to play his style of basketball, which is I get to shoot a lot of jump shots and That's pretty much how he wants to play. That's how he played in the playoffs. As soon as they banged him a little bit, he went to the perimeter. As soon as they pushed him a little bit, I'm like, bro, this is a playoff. Like, you ain't playing against a big team in Memphis. There ain't no bigs on there. I mean, Adams is strong, but
yeah.
And then they still need a point guard. Like, I like Russell.
Well, that's the thing. Well, Russell, they talking about maybe dealing him still, but that's Cat Boy. So I don't know. I think maybe by mid-season they'll see how the team is, and maybe. But I think what they're hoping for though is that Ant takes that next jump. You know what I mean? Because if he take that next jump, like all that stuff we worried about. I mean, still obviously defensively people took him because Dallas did the same thing to them last year. They got Rudy in the corner. Do your thing, Rudy over there in the corner. That's why I was sorry. I want to see Rudy get no more Defense Player of the Year awards because I'm sorry if you out there getting on like that. I don't know how you get Defense Player of the Year.
I know the playoffs don't factor into it, but it's like if you get picked on.
It's like come on,
playoffs,
come on, man. Like come on.
There's so many teams not trying as hard in the regular season. They isolate him every time. He be
You're right, Skinner. Hey, Lance, can I ask a question?
Sure.
What do y'all think about Jalen Brunson going to the Knicks?
I'm happy for him to get this money, going home, his dad
That's
there.
About all I was happy
Thibodeau. And I mean, I understand it, though, for the Knicks and for Brunson. And now they're trying to get Donovan Mitchell, which is looking like they got a good – we're going to segue into that, too. That's a good segue. Into that, too. So I'm fine with it, honestly, because the Knicks needed something. I like Brunson, but, I mean, it don't mean nothing, it don't mean nothing,
if he went to the Celtics, then you might have been talking, but to the Knicks,
right. Thank you.
Right.
Okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't
don't mean it. But I like it, but it don't mean nothing. Skinner, no comment, right? I see your face.
Hey, I guess.
See, the reason I asked because I thought the idea was to be competitive again. I'm like, you get another guard who can shoot more than he passes.
I think for them, they've always been wanting that point guard, and I guess they feel like. Now they got it. I mean, the crazy thing is, good for him for betting on himself because he wouldn't have got that money if he had signed that extension with Dallas last year.
Yeah.
And Dallas, kind of messed up too. Even though I know they're getting Tim Hardaway back, and Dinwiddie's going to start now, and they're going to do it like that. But we'll see. So these trades we kind of have mentioned, we have talked about it, and it's interesting. I got you guys here because obviously, I know Skinner's a big KD fan, and Doug, I know you are as well. Y'all be bouncing back between Greek and KD. I don't know who.
Ain't no bounce back.
Ain't no bounce back. Hey, look. Let me put this. I got KD 1, Giannis 2. I'm Giannis 1, KD 2. We're not doing this today.
Yo, I was on Giannis before anybody. I was on Giannis. He's a point guard with Jason Kidd. When he was on the point guard with Jason Kidd in Milwaukee. He was a point guard with Jason Kidd. I was telling people about Giannis on 2K14, 15.
Well, you used to talk so much trash about
Thank you.
On this podcast.
He knows I watch the podcast.
Man, y'all crazy, yo. Anyway. Let's talk about these trades. Who do you think out of those four, and maybe it's more than one, so you got KD, Kyrie, Russ, Donovan. Out of those four, which one of those do you think has the best probability of getting traded before the season starts? Because I know people are like, well, it's almost August. And Felix, I'm going to go to Felix first because Felix knows Kawhi Leonard didn't get traded until around August, when he went to Toronto. So some things do happen a little bit later. Felix, so what about you out of those four? Who you think you could see in a different uniform at the start of next year?
I could definitely see Russ. I can see the Lakers shipping Russ off for something a little better. And I don't think it takes much to get nothing better than Russ there at that position. So he's the one I can see in a different uniform more than either one of those other three.
Any trade with Russ you think they should try to get him? I know they're talking right now to Indiana about Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. Obviously they tried with the Kyrie, in a pick trade, and I think they had to beat back Joe Harris too. I think the Lakers want Seth, and Nets want to give up Joe Harris. I think that was the button heads there. What do you think about those potential trades for Russ? Those two, Indiana or trying to get Kyrie.
I think that Miles Turner is a real good attraction they need. They go down there with Anthony Davis. You need some toughness. You can't really depend on him, so that probably sounds most attractive. But they both sound attractive just to get him out of there because I don't think they're gonna win with him there.
And that Darvin Ham said Russ should be ready, but we'll see. What you think? What you think, Doug? Hallelujah, God.
We'll leave that one alone. All right. they just lost Rashid as assistant coach. I heard, so I hope that's not true.
He's not going. Yeah. Yep.
Well, I think Donovan Mitchell has the highest likelihood of being traded. Because a part of me is like, I don't see why Utah would trade their only main asset. You know, I would lean toward Russ too, but I also don't see many teams wanting Russ. Mm-hmm. Like I don't see many teams wanting Russ. How many teams is fighting for Russ and the Lakers that they were open to trade them? And that's who else. Like I said, they just got into it. Now a lot of teams are gonna want him. It's like, is it worth it? The contract, the way he plays, and I love him as a person because he seems like a great guy and a great father. I love his competitive energy, but as far as his IQ at times and his ball moving ability, like he moves the ball to get assists a lot of times. He ain't moving the ball to make plays. Now, funny enough, they do have like a 74% winning percentage when he gets triple double. Mm-hmm. You know, but I don't put too much in that because they ain't got no titles with it. He ain't got him back into the finals. So I think Donovan Mitchell, I think the Knicks already won him. I think they're really willing to go as far as they need to grab him and pair him up with Brunson and what's the young left-hander?
I say Barrett. Would they have to give up Barrett or Randall?
They're gonna trade Randall because Barrett, Randall's head was out of it this year, and they hate it. And New York, if New York start booing you and you don't respond right.
Danny Ainge might want them fixing Barrett though. Danny Ainge trying to clean house.
Because that's a better prospect, you know.
Yeah.
Like I want Barrett too, but I mean,
but if you didn't, you should keep it. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, you let Randall go. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm gonna say Donovan Mitchell has the highest likelihood of the four. Because again, I'm with y'all. I don't see the point of trading KD and Kyrie from it. That's maybe KD hates the coach. I don't know, but I would see the point when I got almost a perfect.
Nah, they don't hate the coach. They won the coach. They should have left my man there. What's my man in to turn the Hornets job down? He was the coach that was in BK. They should have kept him. Can't think of my boy's name right now. Go ahead, Skinner. What you think about them deals?
I agree with Doug. It has to be Donovan Mitchell. I mean, you blew up the rest of the team. What's the purpose of keeping him now? Like, start over. At this point, you might as well accumulate as many assets as you can and move for the future. Like, I will say
cover South Beach, baby.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I will say Westbrook, but who wants Westbrook? Like,
thank you.
I mean, he's a nice salary dump at the end of this year, $47 million. But at the end of the day, like, if you're trying to compete, nobody wants Westbrook at this point in his career. I don't think he is as bad as he played last year.
And I'm with you on that, Skinner. Can we talk about that a little bit? And see, that's how I am. Like, I agree with all y'all. Like, if you got a deal and it's gonna make you better, you do it. But at the same time, like, he can't be as bad as he was last year. Like, that's just how I'm saying. Like, he can't be. Yeah. Like, he can't be, man.
No. The way he plays just doesn't fit with the way LeBron plays. That's just because he played very well when it was just him and AD. They used to have a lot of pieces around him, but he played pretty well when it was just him and AD. Like his shot selection was still questionable all year, but he didn't turn the ball over as much. He was reading the pick and roll right. He was making better plays. But him and LeBron, that's just they play.
Both of them hold the ball too much.
Their styles clash. It's a terrible mix. Like you said, they both.
I don't know what LeBron was
terrible
thinking.
Mix.
I think LeBron, when he was thinking about that, like I said, I think he was thinking that. First of all, last year, I don't think he thought he was going to feel as good as he felt. Like, and he was probably thinking, like, all right, Russ is going to be there. I know he's going to play. He can get it go and help me out, and not realizing that it sticks so much. Instead of going to get a DeMar DeRozan, or you could have had that other score. And I just think he wasn't thinking at that time. And I get it, but I'm like Sierra too. Like, I agree with y'all. Like, but it's like when I kind of want to see him there just to see if he can do better with Darvin Ham. I like the piece they've got. They've got the young center, the Bryant kid that was in Washington. I like Thomas Bryant. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Nunn to be healthy. You can get Horton Tucker out of there if you can. They overvalue him. I would say.
Yeah.
They got another Troy.
Like that, yeah.
Overvalue him, man. Troy Brown. A lot of other young pieces they've got that I've liked. Them going a lot younger now. Damian, the center. I forget his name. He used to be in the Warriors or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they're trying to do it and get younger, but we'll see. We'll see. But at least I think we all agree, though. KD and Kyrie, if you the next,
just stay.
Run it back. Run it back, man.
Yeah,
don't get equal value for KD. Right, and you can't get your value for KD. So he got 4 years left. They're not going to get you value. Like, just make it work. Make it work. So
hey, look, I don't care what we say about Westbrook. AD still got to play healthy because every time he messed up with anybody,
I agree with that. I do agree with that. Much as we talk about Russ, AD is still the key.
One of y'all three said it on a different podcast because I said a point before, but I didn't say it on the podcast. Ever since he won the title, it's like he don't give a damn.
Man, he really is nonchalant. Like, they didn't put him in top 75 and all that. He like they didn't do too much. They didn't give him too many accolades too early, man. Like, or something. Like, seriously, man. So
that's the age we live in, man. We give it to him too early.
Yeah, That's true, bro. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for sure. So cool. So Donovan Mitchell seems to be the one we think the most likely. So now let's get into our favorite. I think the next one was favorite? No. I'm sorry. Our title favorites going into next year out of the East and West. And if you want to do, 2 and 2 in each conference, since that's conference finals, do it like that. Felix, I'm gonna start with you last because I already know where you're going. One of them out west, which I actually do agree with you this year. I'm gonna actually start with Skinner. Skinner, give me some out the East and out the West that you think is right there to be an early favorite, next year.
Because of all the stuff that's surrounding Brooklyn, I'm gonna lead them out until we figure out kind of what's going on there. Mm-hmm. As of now, I probably would say a healthy Bucks versus Boston. Mm-hmm. In the finals, that'd be my two outs. The West is a little trickier. I'm gonna say the Suns.
Yeah, it's loaded.
It's loaded this year. I don't have Golden State. I'm gonna say the Clippers for the surprise, if healthy. Again, I need to see the Felix board, Mr. Nees. But if we can get a healthy Clippers, I'm gonna say Clippers and Suns in the Final Four, whatever you want to call it, the finals, and then I'll say. Give me Suns and Milwaukee in the finals.
Okay, Suns can get back. Okay, resign to Ayton. Okay. All right, I ain't mad at that. What you think, Doug?
Out the East, I like that. I don't know what Brooklyn's gonna do either. I'm gonna go Milwaukee and I'm gonna go Boston again. So I agree with Skinner on that. I go Milwaukee beating them, heading back to the finals. In the West, I'll take the Clippers over Golden State. I have Clippers and Golden State, and I think Clippers match up with them perfectly. I'd say that I thought Boston matched up pretty well with them, and they did. They just offensively, they just turned the ball over too much. But the Clippers are a little more mature. They're a lot more mature. They're more veteran. They're more savvy. They got more veteran presence. Kawhi's a veteran. He got 2 rings. PG. John Wall's a veteran point guard. I think they'll match up pretty well with Golden State, and they could beat them. I think that Milwaukee big good series. I couldn't really lean anywhere either way. Like I said, because as great as Kawhi and PG would be, I don't know who's gonna stop Giannis. I don't know who's gonna stop Giannis.
I tell you what. I'm gonna let Felix go. This is gonna be probably the first podcast. This is good. This is the last roundtable. This is probably the first podcast we ever all agree with Felix of how good the Clippers are gonna be. Felix, go ahead. Tell me about your team, man. We talked a little bit about it. But tell us how great y'all
John Wall
this year,
pickup, man.
I don't know what. Please, not the John Wall pickup. That didn't do it. I don't know what took y'all so long to agree with me in the first place.
Oh God!
But anyway.
Oh God!
I'm gonna get some teams. All my picks gonna have redemption in their blood this season.
Okay. I'm over here.
I'm gonna go with the Nets.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Nets.
Everybody's there. Okay.
I think they all have a bad taste in their mouth. They're gonna stick together. They're gonna come back. I think they're gonna do what everybody thought they was gonna do last season, if they can get it together. The Nets, along with the Bucks.
Okay.
I think they also have a bad taste in their mouth after last season. I actually had them winning it last season. So
you and me both.
I'm gonna go Nets and Bucks. I'm gonna go Clippers, of course. My boy had a long, tough season sitting out, rehabbing.
He still play ball,
but he's back. He's back. You'll see. He's back. He's back. He's hungry. He's still hungry. He don't have enough 2-3 more titles. Don't even get it twisted. We already know. And another team with redemption in their blood, the Nuggets. They're gonna have returns to Michael Porter,
Murray.
Murray going with the 2-time MVP, the Joker, and I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with next season. So that's my 4.
You know, and I like that, and I actually had Phoenix last year over Milwaukee. I had the rematch, and obviously I was wrong on that. I'll tell you what I got out east. It's not Miami, because now we need to do a little more. We lost PJ. You know who I actually think is going to be a lot better next year?
Sixers.
And none of y'all said it. Who?
Sixers.
Yeah, I do. Philly. I think the Sixers are going to be actually pretty good. I think Harden's going to come back. He's already in shape. I've seen the pictures. He's going to be in shape. He's going to be on a mission. PJ Tucker, Daniel House. So they got Houston 2.0 now over there. What do you say, Skinner?
Melton.
Thank you. That guy right there is a nice underrated pickup. Is Melton from that was at Memphis. That's the underrated pickup, man. Maxey's going to get better. I'm saying, man, they got really everything. You know,
I
great coach.
Embiid, man.
No, I don't trust Harden.
What, far staying healthy?
I'm just talking about staying healthy.
Yeah.
He's hurt every single year when it matters, bro.
Yeah, it's always something too. It's always like something. Yeah.
I was close to picking the Sixers, but I was like, every year Harden Embiid breaks a toenail or an eyeball falls. I'm just saying he got bad. I don't know, something ain't right there. He always hurt.
It's funny I don't believe in Harden. Like Harden is choked every year.
I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
No. I like every year. My boy's a Philly fan. My boy G, shout out to G. He was just like, "Yo, it's gotta be this year." I said, "Bro, I'm done with Harden. If you think he gonna change all of a sudden out of all these years he done choked, that's on you." And guess what Harden did? First elimination game he choked. He played better.
I think with him taking less money and making sure Tucker got there and making sure House got there, with now being a number 2 option to Embiid, I think that them in Milwaukee, as much as I love Boston moves, but I just think something might happen with that Boston. I don't know. But Milwaukee for sure. I mean, now people don't understand. Now Holiday and Middleton, who played Olympics, they get to rest. They've been resting now all summer. Remember they had a short off season. So now they get to rest along with obviously with Giannis, who he is the best player in the game right now, not a question. And then everything else that they got, you know. So I got them in the East, and then out West. I'll go ahead, Kim.
Let me ask you. Let's say Boston does make the trade for Jaylen Brown, 2 or 3 draft picks, and not Smart.
Smart in it?
No, not Smart.
Okay.
Somebody else.
Boston going to the final.
Williams.
Yeah.
I got Boston going to the final.
Not even a question.
I got Boston to the final.
KD, not even a question. And you got Smart and Brown to play defense. You got Robert Williams down there.
I got Robert Williams.
Yeah.
To the final.
Why isn't he going to the final staying though? Why isn't he going to the final staying where he's at?
Because I don't know. I don't trust Kyrie.
Yeah.
Mentally, I trust his ability to play basketball. I don't trust this.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah. But if like you said, if that trade ever happens, I'm not Celtics.
It's not that I don't think Brooklyn can make it if their team was healthy and if they were together. I just don't trust. I feel like if the wind blows wrong, Kyrie might not show up to work.
I feel like he learned his lesson last year and he's going to straighten up this year. That's why I got this as a pick.
I hope they stay. I want to see it just from a competition standpoint too. So
hey, can I ask another question?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so do y'all believe in Steve Nash's coaching abilities? Because as bad as KD and Kyrie
that's
played,
their fault.
Their coaching did no. He did
that's
nothing.
That's KD and Kyrie fault. Again, they had a coach.
Fair point.
That's their fault. That's their fault. They wanted that. And I don't even know why. But and just going to the West for a second. Again, I think it's the first podcast I did. Shout out to my homegirl Morgan Cato, first Black woman hired, assistant GM of the Suns. She was at my wedding. We're very good friends. So shout out to her and what she's doing in Phoenix. I hope Phoenix can get it back because I just thought that window for Chris Paul was last year, but I think it might be closed now because, like you said, the Clippers are deep. I mean, they are. I mean, I know we talked a little bit about obviously the John Wall addition, but obviously getting PG and Kawhi healthy. But those wings, you got Covington, you got Norm Powell. I didn't even expect them to re-sign Batum, Marcus Morris, and you still got Terrence Mann.
Brother, preach.
Like that's just ridiculous, man. The wings. I mean, so like you said, I think you said about them being to guard a Golden State. You got them type of wings, and even if you switch, like what you gonna do with? I mean, you can play 4 of those wings at one time.
They're done in Golden State. They're done. That's the worst. That's the work. That's the Clippers team. Or that's the Boston team. We thought we were gonna see this year because that's how the Clippers gonna play them. They're gonna play in physical.
They can score and
gonna switch and press the ball all the guards.
And Ty Lue.
Who's gonna have to guard somebody and he can't guard nobody on that team.
Yeah, he's gonna have to guard somebody. And Ty Lue. I will say this. I don't know if it was me and Phil talking about it, but I will say this. I heard that Wall and Reggie are competing for the starting point guard. They need to let Wall start. Just from a mental standpoint, let Reggie come off the bench because Reggie's been in that role. Reggie doesn't care. He's Michael Wade Reggie. Like let him come off the bench, and I just think that's the only thing that they should do. And I think it'll play out like that as well. My other West team, I mean honestly, man, I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like I've been saying Golden State been done until I see them lose. I'm gonna go Golden State and with the Clippers in the conference finals. Until I see somebody take them out. Obviously, I would love to see somebody else other than them, but that's what I'll go with. So that's what I'll go with. And I'll probably say at this point, if it stays like this, assuming everybody stays how it is now, Milwaukee and the Clippers in the finals, that'd be a great finals.
Wouldn't it?
I mean, that'd be a great final. It'd be a great final. So,
as great as Giannis is, it'd probably be close to what happened to Celtics. Like Milton would help. But, man, that's a lot of ass to overcome Kawhi, PG, Reggie. And you got John Wall organizing the offense. And then you got multiple guys you can kind of create a wall with for Giannis. Because Giannis going to make the right play. You know, he don't get a few charges, but he usually going to make the right play. But that's a big-ass – pardon my friend, that's a big-ass wall.
No, you good.
They got some –
but that's the thing. That's the thing with Milwaukee, too, though. That's the thing with Milwaukee too, though. Like one, even with their great defender, Giannis is so different. Like they still can't guard him. Like even with those wings.
Animal,
But the thing about it is though, Drew Holiday and Middleton, they guard. Like they guard too. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be it would be good. It would be good. I feel like I'm missing somebody else on Milwaukee. Oh, they re-signed Serge. He wouldn't help you last year. They re-signed him. So I think they'll be good. Yeah, he wasn't right last year.
We're not gonna act like Middleton and Giannis wasn't there when they played in 2019. We're not gonna act like they wasn't there.
Oh, 2 years ago, bro. They won a championship since then. They won a championship since then, though.
Hey, you make a great point. We're not gonna act like Milwaukee, Chris Middleton and Giannis wasn't there last year when they was winning the title either, and the Clippers didn't even. Where was the Clippers at? Oh, okay, just checking. When the last time Kawhi Leonard played basketball?
He's trying to come ahead.
The man got bum rushed by a foreigner. He got bum rushed by a foreigner again. Don't get it twisted. He got bum rushed by another foreigner.
Who?
I mean, hey, man, there's a lot of foreigners in the league now.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Oh man. So that's our early predictions for that. Let's get into some NFL real quick. Doug, you want to stay on for some NFL?
No, I'll stay on, man. You know, I talk.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, Doug, before we get into it. Do you have a team though? The NFL team?
I usually root for the home team, so it's usually the Ravens.
So you Baltimore? Okay, all right. And that's actually what I want to start with because obviously I always get my information, from Skinner when it comes to his outlook on the Ravens and football and whether just college guys coming in the league.
He's gonna break it all the way down.
You don't break it all the way down.
Oh yeah, let him break it down.
And that's what I said.
Water boy, child boy. You gonna do the whole
The floor is yours. The floor is yours, my brother. Talk to us about the Ravens. They healthy this year.
Before Skinner talk, I want to throw this out there. Yo, I learned all about the personnel on the Ravens from watching Skinner's post. I learned about everything.
It's supposed to be great, bro. It's supposed to be great. Bro. They do. They do. He has calmed down though.
He has calmed down. I used to invest so much time in the Baltimore Ravens, bro. I would be
emotionally
tied to this stuff. Like I was actually a part of the team, so I had to fall back a little bit. Like I was getting emotional when they didn't do what I told them to do. I'm like, that's what happened.
Oh man!
The last guy on the practice squad, and the punting coach and all types of crazy. I'm like, what are you spending 3-4 hours a day about the Ravens?
Oh man! That's funny.
What do I see the Ravens doing this year? The first thing they need to do is pay Lamar Jackson his money.
Yeah.
Before I get into anything else,
I agree.
What they need
pay
to
the
do.
Man.
Now, what I'll say is this is not all the Ravens' fault because Lamar wants a deal that's never been done before. Now, if I'm Eric DeCosta, I'm gonna go to him one more time, right? Before the season, I'm gonna offer him the best deal that money can buy. Short term, 3 years, 4 years max, top of the line money. If he don't take that, in my mind, I'm thinking if we don't win a Super Bowl this year, I'm a franchise tagging him. I'm trading his ass in the offseason. Period. Because I'm not gonna let you hold my franchise hostage because you want a deal that like supersedes what Aaron Rodgers got annually or Patrick Mahomes got annually. Now, for the people that say he's got to win a Super Bowl, I don't like that because how many quarterbacks in the NFL right now?
Oh no, yeah, no.
Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady, Stafford. Is there another one? Am I missing one?
Wilson.
Who? Wilson. So that's what? Five. Five quarterbacks. I don't never hear nobody
all that deserve it.
Huh?
And that's all that deserve it.
But I don't hear nobody else saying that when Josh Allen gets his money, when
right.
Yeah, I agree.
Kyler Murray gets his check, Dak Prescott gets his check. Everybody else gets paid, but when it comes to Lamar Jackson, Watson
got paid
$230 million with
guaranteed
with rape allegations.
Yep.
No one else, but when it comes to Lamar Jackson, it's like this man's been in the league for four years. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All NFL First Team, MVP. He's broken countless records and has the highest winning percentage in the regular season than any quarterback in the first
break him off. Break him off.
You see what that unanimous GM said about him?
Huh?
See what that unanimous GM said about him? Something about his
defensive coordinator.
Yeah, like get out of here, dog.
Put your name on it though. Like if you
thank you. Put your name on it. Thank you. Like
talking about he can win 12 more MVPs and he still won't be an NFL quarterback.
What? Talking crazy. Like talking crazy, man.
But I see
the Ravens disrespect the black quarterback.
I love what Eric DeCosta's done in the offseason. We built the offensive line completely over. Like we got a beautiful offensive line now. If our running backs are healthy, watch out for this cat named Isaiah Likely. He's a rookie tight end out of Coastal Carolina. This kid can boogie. Like if you pull him up online, you're like he's a tight end. This cat moves like a wide receiver. He's like 240 some pounds. After his rookie year, even Mark Andrews is like, nah, this kid is like he's the real deal. So we got 3 legit tight ends now, possibly 4. We got a new offensive line. Lamar Jackson's like 220 some pounds now, running like a 4.2. He put on like 12 pounds of muscle. We're gonna run the ball like we did a few years back, 2019. Like it's not gonna be a whole bunch of passing. It's like we're gonna line up a bunch of guys in the box, 1 wide receiver, 3 tight ends, stop us. You know what I mean? And good luck.
I know Hollywood's going, but and I'm being honest, I ain't joking. But what receivers do y'all have now, though?
You got Bateman. I mean, not a lot. You got Bateman, Rashard Bateman's a dog. Duvernay.
Yeah, he a stud.
Yeah, he a stud.
I like Prochet. I like Prochet too.
I like Prochet in the slot. He don't got a lot of quick twitch muscles, but he can get open. He one of them smart dudes. He don't drop nothing.
Right.
He don't drop nothing. Duvernay, he's another like return type guy. He's real fast, twitched up athlete. But the main receiver we got is Bateman. He's the one that one-on-one, he can beat you one-on-one unless you double cover. That type of guy. Defensively, the only thing we're missing, I don't know what our pass rush is going to look like, but the D-line is completely stacked, and everybody knows what our secondary is like.
Yeah,
it's loaded from top to bottom. My only concern is our new defensive coordinator, Mike McDonald from Michigan. He's like one of them prodigies. He's a real smart dude. He can have to draw up a lot of blitz schemes because all we got is pretty much one pass rusher. You know what I'm saying? So we got Justin Houston back too. He's about 156 years old. He still can get out. So I'm a little concerned about the pass rush on defense. But other than that, our defense is stinking loaded this
year. Yeah. That's what I said.
You know,
I can definitely see. I can definitely see because always, especially in the NFL, that's the one good thing about it. Like how you'll have 6 or 7 new teams in the playoffs, and obviously, I think the Ravens were last. You know, so they'll easily go from last to first. You know, it won't be like usual years where You're like, how they do that? They weren't healthy last year. I mean, all those injuries y'all had last year in the training camp was ridiculous.
It was amazing.
Y'all still right there.
You know what's crazy? As unhealthy as that team was last year, before Lamar Jackson got hurt, they were in first place.
Yep.
Yeah. Tell me that man don't deserve his paycheck.
Yep.
And people say he's going to get hurt.
And the injuries were at key positions.
Bro, yeah, they were. Left tackle, running back, wide receiver, pass rusher.
Dobbins. Like, come on, man.
Listen, if Kyler Murray get paid, and I like Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson definitely got to get paid. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, come on, man. They got him. Kyler Murray got to do a 4-hour film study on his own, all that type of stuff.
I wouldn't even let you put that in my contract.
I know, like what? Yeah, like what? But man, so we heard about the Ravens. So Felix, your Packers. We talked a little bit earlier about your offensive tackle being a little banged up. Obviously Devontae's gone. You know, me and you've had the back and forth about Devontae leaving. Lazard now stepping into that number one role. I know you got a lot of other great pieces. Talk to me about Green Bay. Talk to us about Green Bay.
I'm gonna start with the defense. You know, I think that's gonna be our strong point this year. We bolstered the defense with a couple linebackers and DNs. Quay Walker out of Georgia. Deontay Wyatt out of Georgia. You know, Jai Alexander missed a lot of time last year. He's back. He's one of the top cornerbacks in the league. We got another cornerback, Eric Stokes out of Georgia, his second year. Had a good first year last year. Rasul Douglas. I know y'all heard about him having a good season last year.
I did. Yep.
A good pair of safeties, Adrian Amos and Darnell Savage.
Like Savage.
Good. Pass rush still good. Preston Smith, Rashawn Gary. You know, so I think the defense is going to be our strong point. Second year, Joe Barry, defensive coordinator. So I'm looking for our defense to have a big hold on, especially in that conference we in. And people, I don't know how many times I can say it. There's been receivers before Devontae Adams. He's gone now. It'll be a receiver that's going to be in the spotlight after Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams didn't make Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers produced Devontae Adams, and we can't forget that. He's not the first. It's been a long almost 20 seasons. We've been looking at this man, 30 plus touchdowns, less than 5 interceptions, 40 plus touchdowns, 4 or 5 interceptions. This is what he do. So you ain't got to worry about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aaron Rodgers. We got a good two running backs, A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones. We got a good tight end coming back off of ACL last year, Robert Turney. So I feel like everywhere you look, we're going to be all right. It's not really nothing to worry about. We lost a good receiver, don't get me wrong. Devontae Adams is a good receiver and arguably the best receiver in the league, but it's got to give some of that credit to Aaron Rodgers, and he'll see the difference going to a lesser quarterback. His talent might be the same, but you're going to a lesser quarterback, a lot lesser. This quarterback he's going to never even won a playoff game before.
Hey, but let me say this though. To be fair though about Derek Carr. Derek Carr would have won the MVP that year that he got hurt. They were 12-4. Remember he got hurt that year. I can't remember the year. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, he would have got MVP that year. You know what I'm saying? 2014, yeah. Right? I'm just saying. Yeah, he would have got MVP that year.
2022 now.
I'm just saying. I'm just talking about you still won the playoff game.
That's a long time ago.
They got to the playoffs last year.
One MVP. Aaron Rodgers got 4 MVPs. I don't like this comparison. Devontae Adams tried to pump fake.
You heard what he said?
One Hall of Famer to another Hall of Famer. You're being disrespectful. Disrespectful.
Yeah, and then he tried to. You see, he went back and tried to clean it up, talking about, no, what I was saying was, if I was going to another Hall of Famer, it's still an adjustment. Nah, you ain't mean that, cuz.
You know. And the eyes will see it. I already see it. The eyes will see. He's not going to be. I said it when the trade went down. He's not going to be a top 5 receiver this season. He won't be.
Listen, I can't say that, but I will say this. I'm actually got a question for you, though you can get into. That division is so tough. What's that? The AFC West. Right. So you got Denver. You got the Chargers. I mean, all of them made moves. You got the Raiders. You got Mr. Somebody, Kansas City. I'm sorry, Pat. I'm sorry. You got Kansas City.
Bro.
So out of those 4 teams, obviously 2's definitely going to make it, and possibility of 3. If you were to pick 2 teams, I think me and you would talk about this on another podcast, but I want to hear you again, and you might have changed it, and Doug and Skinner. If you were to pick 2 teams to make it out of that division, even though they may can get 3, what 2 would it be as tough as that division is in the AFC West? Because all of them make changes.
It's easy, man.
Chargers and Chiefs.
You gotta go you gotta go Chargers and Broncos.
Nah.
Kansas
City. Chargers.
The Chiefs already been exposed. The Chiefs have been exposed. And they got
in the same position every
year. You got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. You got an opportunity to win balls.
Yeah, you do.
You talking about making a playoff?
Got that. And they were exposed last season.
In the playoff.
What has Denver done?
Huh?
What has Denver done?
The Denver Broncos whole team's under 19 points a game. Who was quarterback last year?
I didn't hear what you said.
Points a game, one of the top defenses in the league.
Denver one of the top defenses last year.
Man, listen.
Last couple years, not just last year.
What seed they finishing?
Huh?
What seed was they?
You heard him.
I'm talking about the defense.
No, he's talking about the team. He's talking about the team. He said, what season did they finish in? Did they make the playoffs?
Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid.
You know he's going to be in the playoffs. We ain't got to discuss. You know Patrick Mahomes going to be in the playoffs. You ain't got no.
They're going to be there, bro.
Hey, my opinion.
I agree. We'll see. I mean, honestly, I'm like kind of in the middle between the Chiefs Broncos thing, but I think the Chargers are definitely going to be there. But I also think the Raiders are going to be a lot better than maybe Felix you give them credit for. So it's going to be. I mean, we'll see. You know, it's always going to be something. But let me talk about this. Can I talk about this horseshoe real quick, though? Can I talk about this horseshoe? You know, it's like I talk about this horseshoe. I'm going to go 12-5. We're going to go 12-5. Matty Ice, Stephon Gilmore. Now we got Shaq Leonard, called Shaquille Leonard now. You know what I'm saying? 12-5. We got the NFC East this year. You know what I'm saying? Port, Sam, y'all teams, we going to smash them.
Hey, 12-5,
Matty Ice. You know what I'm saying? Felix, I know you said that Wentz was better than Matty Ice, but Matty Ice, baby, even last year, he ain't going to be running for his life. He behind a good O-line. You know what I'm saying? He's going to do his thing.
Hey, Lance.
You know what I'm saying? We getting there, baby. What's up?
Because again, I know you in the zone. And you said 12-5, and that reminded me. What did y'all think about that addition of one more game? That was
all about the dollar. All about the dollar. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as a fan, I'm good with it, but I know the players ain't too happy. But it's all about the money, man.
Did you?
Don't tell me about player safety though. When you had another football.
I totally agree.
Hold on, what you said?
Don't talk to me about player safety if you add another football game.
Still,
that's
man.
like putting the body through a car accident for another.
I'm over that Jags loss from last year, man. Don't bring that up, man. Don't bring that up.
That's all I'm saying. You got a hump to get over.
Chill.
Last 6 years, not last year.
But honestly, the Jazz is the only team we got to worry about in our division because them bringing Doug Peterson, Christian Kirk, those guys. Trevor Lawrence will get better. You know, I'm not worried about Tennessee and definitely not worried about Houston.
Travis Etienne.
Yeah. I like some of their pieces. I like their pieces over there. You know, so we'll see.
Don't sleep on that boy in Houston.
12-5.
Sleep on him.
You said Houston.
Okay.
He said Houston. You think Deshaun Watson still there?
All right.
You think Deshaun Watson still there or something?
Nah, that quarterback did good last year.
Hey, you don't sleep on our old defensive coordinator in Chicago now. On my boy.
Who?
Yeah, the head coach now, Everless. Over there, he the head coach of Chicago now. You watch out in that division. They ain't gonna do nothing. I just had to come back with something.
That's a joke.
I just had to come back. I just had to come back.
Your podcast. I'm gonna say nothing.
They ain't gonna do nothing. Nah, honestly, Green Bay. I mean, they got that. I mean, I know what Rodgers gonna do. You know what I mean? But I think we're gonna have a nice bounce back. I agree with the Ravens. Let me ask y'all this, and then we'll get out of here. Actually, Doug, I'm gonna ask you this. This is something you can answer. Julio Jones.
I was about to bring that.
Tampa Bay. Where are you? Bam. Talk to me about the impact and how big of a deal you think it either is or it's not.
It could be a big deal if he's healthy. You think you get that getting a healthy Julio Jones? I mean, we playing a lot of what ifs with him, ain't it? You know, like they just got rid of Antonio Brown. He going to play what? He's singing now, rapping now, doing something. I don't know. He got a lot of
embarrassing himself.
Thank you.
Embarrassing himself.
Say it again, Phil. What are you doing?
Embarrassing himself.
So, but Julio Jones, I mean, he's obviously who he is. He's a tremendous receiver. He's giving Tom Brady one heck of a target if he comes in healthy. They got him on a nice little deal. Do you really need to give Tom Brady any more weapons? I mean, you know, you're gonna make sure he get every call he needs to win a game. So he'll get every call he needs to win a close game. Every call he needs.
He definitely lost
too much. They lost too much on defense.
Yeah.
On defense. Think so?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say if we talk about that, then you know, from what they lost on defense, and then also the change from head coach too. You know, with my man Cool Bruce being in the front office now.
I mean, I like the head coaching job. I like the head coaching change. I like to see the African American.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And he did good with the Jets too, to me.
Yeah, he did. For what they were.
Was it Jets?
Yeah, it was the New York Jets.
Jets, right? He's right. Okay.
But I think the loss of the Dominican Sue is going to hold their run defense back. They had a good top run defense past 2-3 years. And losing him is going to hurt. I know they still got Vita Vea, and I think they picked up somebody else, but the Dominican Sue is the Dominican Sue in that middle. They lost Jordan Whitehead, a good safety.
Yeah. And
that defense they had was the real strong point for them. So I think that's where they're going to be lacking at. And Julio Jones, I mean, what is he, 33, 34 now?
Yeah.
I think it's a reason we didn't go after him, because I was talking about us getting him. But I think it's a reason, man. I hope he's healthy, but I don't know. I hope
just a name. I think it's just a name in place of losing Rob Gronkowski, if anything.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I see Russell Gage having a good year there, and Chris Godwin was 100%.
Well, what's crazy is, what's crazy is, you know, we got 3 fantasy football players in here. I don't know if you get jiggy with it. But that Russell Gage is going to be a nice old pickup fantasy, man. Julio might take some targets from old Russell now. You know what I mean? And that and then Godwin now, he back. I think he practiced yesterday, I think, or at least was at practice. So maybe he might not be on the pup list. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to put him on the pup list or not, because he's put on the pup list. So that's all matters 6 games, right? If he's on there. So maybe they bring Julio in for those reasons. But we'll see. Skinner, what you think about getting Julio?
I think he's if he's healthy, which we all know won't be for an entire season.
Yeah,
that's a huge piece for them in the slot. I think at this point in his career, you can't really expect him to be an outside wide guy and, you know what I mean, try to create and do all that stuff against top level cornerbacks. I think you just put him in a slot almost like a tight end and just, you know what I mean, let him just
run like that,
close to the line of scrimmage. Yeah. So for Tom Brady to have him and Mike Evans, now you are in the goal line situations, you obviously put him outside. Mike Evans go off the side, go get it. With Goodwin, when he come back,
Godwin, up. Yeah, because that's a good point too, though. You made too about that red zone, because Mike Evans, people don't know, which is my guy. He's led the NFL in touchdowns since like 2014. He got the most touchdowns like since 2014 since he came in the league. So.
Yeah, but let's be honest. He may give us 10 games.
I know. Yeah, we don't know what it's like. I know. Yeah, I definitely won't be touching him in fantasy. that's for sure. Y'all
never again. He done burned me too many times.
Me too.
He might give you more games.
You got me laughing. You got me laughing. Who? Antonio?
Yeah, he might give you more games than Brown.
And he gotta get picked up.
Brown was balling last year.
Sue. Is Sue in the league still? I'm gonna ask you that, Phil. Is Sue get picked up by
for a job? He's looking for a job.
I seen that cat on ESPN. Man. Seen that cat on ESPN with a suit on. I know. Yeah, it's crazy out here,
man. I don't get it.
I know, man. But man, that's what's up, man. And this was great. The fellas. You got something? Go ahead.
I do. I got a question for you and the panel, because they supposedly gonna make a trade for Brittany Griner. What you think about that? Trading the.
Oh, I think, man, they should have been brought her back, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Hey, make it happen, man.
But
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. But like, you feel bad for her, but she got to know she in Russia too, man. They don't be tripping. They be tripping on Russia.
she said she thought she took it out, and she still had to join in there.
So
like,
she snuck it over
what I'm saying? Now, she had it in her bag. She said she forgot to take it out of her bag, which, I mean, it is her fault. She should have just been over there that long. It's really that. Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to say
she should have just been over there long.
Russia is being ridiculous. Should she be free?
Yeah. Right.
That's nonsense.
Right.
However,
10 years and all that stuff.
This is what I would say. I know initially they wanted that arms dealer, and this is not sports related. They wanted the arms dealer.
That's good.
We can't make that trade.
I think that's the trade being discussed. Is the arms dealer.
That's terrible, Joe Biden. You need to be fired.
Hey, I completely agree, especially because, like you said, the problem with what Russia did was they took, Russia gonna take it to the max. But she kind of put herself in that position. Like, you're in Russia. Russia be tripping. Russia's always been tripping. You gotta be careful with how you carry yourself.
Like you said, you got to be careful. And it's a crime over there. And I hear him talking about just because it's legal in the United States to the Russian person saying, but she shouldn't be over there since February.
Agreed.
Like, man, like that's just ridiculous, man. And it's somebody else that the U.S. is going to get too. I forget what the guy's name. Can't think of his name right now, but somebody else with Brittany Griner they're trying to get for that guy.
It's two people they're trying to get, but I'm not giving up international arms.
I'm not giving up a criminal, no criminal for somebody like this is them playing bully ball. Like, this is the equivalent. You trade a small thing Brittany Griner did for an actual criminal. That's leverage. That's what they're leveraging.
And I guess my thing with that is too. I mean, they're going through trial stuff right now. I think she testified today, so if she beats it. Anyway, I mean, you don't have to go through any of that anyway, right?
Right.
They're not gonna let her out though.
They ain't gonna let her out. Yeah, they're gonna try to hit her with something. They're gonna have to do the exchange though. I mean, but there's a lot going on. It's funny. It's funny we talk about that because you got Liz Cambage. She got let go again by. I don't know what's up with Liz. I don't know what's up with Liz Cambage, man. But she's done. I'm sorry. She's not coming back to the league. She's done, bro. She's done. She's done, bro. Like, she's doing too much.
I don't care how good she is. How can you be that horrible of a teammate to everybody?
Horrible teammate. Talking about the Nigerian players, the hitting people, calling. Man, she wild, man. Like, that was my girl, but I can't keep defending her, man. She doing too much now. And then you had this other WNBA. Look, we showing her the women love. Tina Charles got let go of Phoenix because of Griner not being there and that fit, and now she's with Seattle, so she's over there now with Sue Bird and Brianna Stewart
last year.
and Lloyd, Jewel Lloyd. They tough. So right now Vegas and Chicago are the two best teams in the WNBA. It's been some good ball, man. Playoffs coming.
Candace Parker
WNBA.
Who you said? Candace Parker.
Oh man, Candace is still doing it. Candace hurt my heart though, man. Candace went to the other side on us, man. We gotta get out of here on that. Candace went to the other side on us, man. You say check it out, man. They skilled, man. They skilled down there with it. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody want to see that
shit. We gotta go. Listen up, man. The fellas. I appreciate y'all, man. Look, through these years, man, y'all been on the podcast, always been supporting Skinner from day one. Doug, you always support your love. Felix, always the craziest takes, always on here. So, man, I appreciate y'all guys. Appreciate everybody that's always been on the round table. Look out for a couple more episodes for the end of the season. But I appreciate y'all. Real Sports Fan Podcast with the fellas. We out of here. Peace.